Well, that wasn't a bad night. I know it was a little bit cold outside, but this morning it was only half a degree below zero. I think it was a little bit colder at 3 o'clock in the morning when I poked my head outside the tent a little bit to have a look at the sky. Nice cloud formations, the trees look nice colours, the bike looked a nice colour, and occasionally the moon came out as well. Looked pretty good. The tent itself was actually kind of comfy. I lost my Bluetooth headset. I know it was in my sleeping bag because I found it when I got out of it this morning. But I think what was happening is I was lying on it. When I rolled one way to find it, I moved it somewhere else. And then when I rolled back, I moved it back to where it came from. So I never found it. I meant I had to listen to my music with the volume turned down just a little bit. Just one of the big problems I had actually really was trying to find stuff while I was in my bag. I normally lie on my left hand side, it seems to be my favourite. And then I put my glasses on the left hand side of my pillow, put my mobile phone in the same place, a torch alongside it. Normally I put my headset alongside it. I think I just put it in the middle of the sleeping bag this time. Then I have a couple of bottles down there, the left hand side of the bag as well, in case I want to go for a wee in the middle of the night. It saves me getting out of my sleeping bag and getting cold. But I kept losing things. It's not a big deal. While I was sort of packing up this morning, I found I had a cable storage bag. I had a look at that and when I found my headset, I put the headset in the bag, closed it up, zipped it up. It fits in there quite well. So I tried my phone as well. That fits in there quite well. It's got a little pouch for a power pack. Sorry, a little pouch for a power pack. So I think all my cables, my mobile phone, my headset and a power pack will go in there, and I can throw that in my sleeping bag with me. Should be able to find everything, no trouble next time. Apart from not being able to find my stuff, which is down to me really, and it's something I can fix just by organising things a little bit differently. There are a few little niggles with the tent. The first one would be where to hang a light. Now most tents have like a little loop at the apex where you can hang a lamp from. This tent doesn't. However, you can get around it. The zip has 2 zippers on it, and if you push one of them right to the top of the zip above my head, it's then got like a cord loop on it, and you can hang a light on that and just use the other zipper to open and close the door to get in and out of the tent. The other is when you roll the door up, it's got a loop and a toggle that you use to keep the door open. It's around about the middle of the door. But once you've done that, the bit by your head flops down. And what that means is that I can't really see out the tent without pushing it out the way, and when I push it out the way, it's wet. That's a little bit more difficult to fix than the hanging of the light. I don't really know how I'm going to sort that one out yet, but I think it does need to be sorted out. The other is it's down to the size of the tent really. It is a bit of a snug fit. I'm not bothered so much about the width, that was alright, that was no sort of an issue at all. But the height of the tent is a little bit trickier. Literally the roof of the tent was about 4 or 5 inches above my face. Now, it didn't mean any sort of problem for me in terms of condensation or anything like that, but it meant I couldn't put my tablet up and watch a movie. I'm never going to be able to fix that in this particular tent. The only way I can think of that would work is if it's a dry night and I put my tablet outside the tent. Found I didn't really have the problems I thought I was going to have. I was thinking, where the hell am I going to put my bike jacket and my trousers, my boots and my helmet? Because there's definitely no room in that one-man tent for that stuff. It's a problem I sort of thought about quite a while really, because I've been looking at bivvy bags. I was thinking, should I get one? Shouldn't I? And the thing that always stopped me was where am I going to put my stuff? But it was actually not a big problem. I not only turned up with a lot less stuff than I normally would, and there was room in my panniers anyway, but once I got my tent set up and sleeping bag and everything in there, the rucksacks I use in my panniers squashed down quite flat, and I got my trousers in one pannier, my jacket in the other. I put one of the rucksacks in my tent with me, which meant my top box was empty, so my crash helmet went in there. The only things I couldn't find space for were my boots, but they just went in the storage area on the tent. So I actually didn't find it to be as big a problem as I thought it was going to be, which gives me an idea. I think sometime in the summer, have a look at the weather forecast. And on a dry night, I think I might turn up at a campsite without a tent and just throw me sleeping bag and its attached bivvy bag on the floor and sleep in that. I didn't go in and stop for breakfast. Little bit of a funny story. I wandered out to my bike, got everything on it, panniers on, Lomo bag on, everything in my top box, all my gear on, helmet on, turns the ignition on, presses the button, and the bike goes click, 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 click. I was like, oh Jesus bloody Christ. I'm in the middle of the nowhere basically on my own, so there's no one around to give us a hand or anything like that. I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind betting the pub's got a jump starter. So I wandered up, asked, have you got a jump starter? He said, yeah, most likely. Where are you? So, down here. If you go into the camping field, the non-electric, just do it. As soon as you go in through the gate, you'll find me. It's motorbike. I said, yeah, right. See you in about 5 minutes then. So I wanders down. Lomo bag off, seat off, toolbox off. There's the battery all ready. And a man comes along, connects up his jumper leads, and I press the starter. Just as I pressed the starter, right at that moment, I thought, this bike's in gear. There's no way it's going to bloody start, is there? I didn't skip breakfast because I was embarrassed. I don't really get embarrassed about things like that at all. I'd have wandered in and laughed with them. I didn't go in for breakfast because I thought, you know what? I just want to get home. So off I went. I did go in the pub last night for something to eat. It's a huge pub, and it's a popular pub. It was packed when I went in. Very warm, actually really warm and cosy. And the food I chose, I'd actually seen the menu before I went, and I kind of quite fancied the black pudding stack. And they had a stew with dumplings, and I was thinking, you know what, wouldn't mind either of those. So I wandered in about 6 o'clock-ish, I think. Got myself a pint of Diet Coke because I can't have beer, I'm on antibiotics. And then I got the black pudding stack that arrived. It's 2 slices of black pudding, 1 on the bottom, mash in the middle, 1 on the top, and a nice sort of peppery peppercorn sauce. That was a really nice starter. I did actually really enjoy that. And then the main came along. I'd asked for the stew, so I got stew, as you would, with the 2 dumplings. A little tub alongside it with pickled red cabbage. Another tub with little tiny potatoes on it that had been boiled and then maybe roasted a little bit because they were a little bit browny in places. With some kind of a garlic sauce over the top. And then a crusty piece of bread. It was as if they'd done a round loaf, and I cut it into like quarters. I got a whopping great big piece, and it had been toasted. And I got some butter to go with it. I'm not joking. By the time I walked out of there, I could barely bloody move. Absolutely lovely meal.